In a bygone era, westerns dominated cinema. Between the 1930s and the 1960s, these were films to make. We had great directors like Sergio Leone, John Ford, John Sturges, and Sam Peckinpah all making great western films that were well received by critics and audiences alike. So what happened? After the 1960s, westerns die out. Now there are a few exceptions like Django Unchained, True Grit, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid that sort of revived the western genre briefly. But we haven't seen the presence that westerns held between the 30s and the 60s in current day cinema. I do, however, think there's a resurgence occurring in independent filmmaking that is slowly bleeding into mainstream studio films. Alright. So The Magnificent Seven just finished its first week at the box office, and it's doing pretty well. The Magnificent Seven just finished its first week at the box office, and it did fairly well. It grossed over $50 million. Damn! Seven just finished its first week at the box office, and it did fairly well. Domestically, it grossed over $500 million. No, that's not right. The Magnificent Seven just finished its first week at the box office, and it did fairly well. It grossed over $50 million domestically, which is pretty impressive considering its budget was only $90 million. And it's sitting pretty well with critics as well. It has a 62% currently on Rotten Tomatoes. So what motivates a major production company like Columbia Pictures or MGM to invest so heavily into a western? Aside from 2012's Django Unchained, which had a production budget of $100 million, we haven't seen this much money be poured into a western in a very long time. I think these major studios are realizing a trend that's currently happening in independent cinema, and that is a resurgence of the western genre. Now, since about 2010, we've had quite a few western films be released in the independent genre. We have films like Bone Tomahawk sitting at an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, Slow West sitting at a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, The Salvation sitting at a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, The Keeping Room is at a 74% Rotten Tomatoes, Meek's Cutoff is at an 86% Rotten Tomatoes. We have films like Hell or High Water and Rover, which are modern retellings of the western genre, both sitting at a 99 and a 66% Rotten Tomatoes, respectively. Now, I wasn't able to get box office numbers on many of these films because many of them were released limitedly or on an on-demand format. I was, however, able to get the numbers on Hell or High Water, which had a production budget of $12 million and domestically grossed $25 million, which is impressive and more than doubled its budget. What does this mean for the western genre? This could be good news or bad news. I'm excited to see more westerns being made. I myself am a big fan of westerns. But this could mean a dilution in quality. As with all trends in Hollywood, it tends to lead to diminishing results. When's the last time you saw a really good horror movie? They're few and far between. Or a good superhero movie, also few and far between. Or a good remake, few and far between. When Hollywood grabs onto these trends, they turn out movies quickly because they want a quick profit. This could spell bad news to the western. We may see in the near future a string of horrible western films that will once again kill out the presence of westerns in Hollywood. What we need is solid directors and solid writers who have the proper vision to make a western. Or leave westerns out of mainstream cinema. I'm okay with that. Let independent filmmakers make westerns. It's clear that they're capable of doing it. The films I mentioned earlier in the video are all great western films. I don't think it needs to move into mainstream cinema. I think they have a nice little niche in independent filmmaking that is great for the western. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see the western resurge in popular cinema? Do you want to see more big budget westerns like The Magnificent Seven? Or are you okay with them being made by small independent filmmakers? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, if you wouldn't mind, could you subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends, and yeah, let's try to keep this channel going if we continue to talk about. As always, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind, if you could subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And hey, go out there and watch a western film. There's plenty of great ones out there, classics and modern ones alike. Once again, thank you for watching.